Okay, so I addressed in the last video my absence, but in case you missed it, you can go back and look, but I'll give you a little like heads up. There we go. One, Brian threw out his back. This is a quick synopsis. 1, Brian threw out his back. 2, my dog was having some issues. And 3, my depression has been getting the best of me. So there's that. Okay, anyways, so today's video is gonna be a life hack video. So these are just some things that I thought were useful information. Maybe you will think so as well, hopefully. So a couple things. I need a pen. Got it. Okay. So 1, I wanted to talk about eyebrows. So this is gonna be like life stuff and beauty stuff, but for beauty stuff first, eyebrows. I'm gonna use this eyebrow razor just because it's easy to see. When you are talking about eyebrows and you wanna know where to start, because I think when I have consultations, that's one thing that people always ask is like, I don't know where to start, how to start if I'm gonna draw on my eyebrows. The first place to start usually is if you take something, usually an eyebrow pencil, and you'll go on the outside of your nose. Now, for some people, if you have like a wider bridge nose and you feel like that looks too far apart, you can also do like this little divot hole right here in your nose. But for myself, I do just right here, and you would make a little mark with your eyebrow pencil. That's where your eyebrow is gonna start. And then you wanna know where it's gonna end. So you'll take the same thing and you'll go on the side of your nose and like that, right there. Make the same little mark. And then for your arch, where you want your arch to be, and for some people this is debatable depending on like where this dents in, where your brow bone is, etc. But a general rule of thumb is if you look straight ahead, you won't be able to see this probably, but if you look straight ahead, you're gonna go through the iris of your eye along the side of your nose. So like that, and you would make a mark right there. That is the general like 3 points for where your eyebrows should start, stop, and arch. Then where you draw them in from there, for most people, if you have somewhat of an eyebrow shape, you're gonna try to follow the shape that your eyebrow goes. Now, for a lot of people, myself included, my eyebrows are 2 totally different shapes. Totally, completely. So for me, I kind of have to choose which one I like better and go with that. They do make eyebrow stencils that you can use. So there is a company called Mad Love. They make, now you can't buy them individually, but Anastasia makes some. Mad Love are some of my favorite because they have low profile ones. But they're fantastic, and those can give you a general idea. I use those a lot during consultations with people so that they can kind of get an idea for different shapes and different styles to see what they like. And then you can like draw a line from here to here to show like where you want them both to start here and where you want them both to start here so that they're even along the lines here. And then that'll also give you another general idea. You could also do a line from this arch to this arch this way so that not one of them's not like this, you know, or crazy. Most people have a strong brow, meaning that there's one brow that's more expression-y than the other. So you can see in my eyebrows, it's this one. It's much more like typically than this one is. Depending on photos though, so like a lot of times if I have a picture this way, this one's like, brr, and I look constantly surprised. If I take a picture this way, you can see it's like, so most people have a strong brow. So most people are gonna have one that arches a little bit higher or is a little bit more like, has a stronger pull in your face than the other one does. Everybody has it. And not everybody's hair also grows the same direction on both brows. So sometimes that can be challenging too if you're trying to draw them in. One way you can help if you have eyebrows that grow kind of crazy is to get them laminated, because that will help kind of direct the hair growth so that they're easier to control. Another thing you can do is get them hennaed on so that you can see your brow hair a little bit better. That doesn't mean that they're crazy, or you can get them tinted. It doesn't mean that you have to be like crazy dark and bold. You don't have to look like angry birds or anything like that. But it does help them to be easier to define. You could also then go into microblading or something like that if you want a more permanent look. So like you can see now that one of my eyebrows just automatically does this, but I can't just draw this one on like this to match it, because my brows don't always pull that way. It is what it is. Okay, next hack. And if you have any questions about that, you can leave them in the comments, or if you send me a message or something. The next one with your eyelash curler. So for me, my eyelashes grow like this, and I do have like long eyelashes. I don't know if you can tell, but I have long eyelashes, but they don't grow, they don't curl in any way. So if I didn't curl them at all, you would never see them. So one thing that I do personally is I have a metal eyelash curler. It's real beat up, but I have a metal eyelash curler. Make sure that you're replacing the little pads inside of your eyelash curler too, because you punch down on these so many times that they need to be replaced. So hack number 1 is replace those things inside of there. Hack number 2 is I heat mine up with a blow dryer. It makes it so it's kind of like a curling iron for your eyelashes. However, test it with your fingers first to make sure it's not too hot. Don't burn yourself. Also, don't set your arm down on anything while you're curling your eyelashes, because if your arm slips, you're going to pull out your eyelashes. So I like to personally, I like to look in a mirror when I do it. And I like to kind of go down so I can get every lash in, get in there, and I curl at the very base. And then I like to curl in the middle of mine as well to kind of like make it all the way up. Depending on the length of your eyelashes, that can vary for some people. I'm not one of the people either that does this. Some people like pump it. I don't do that. That's, I think, personal preference. It's just not something that I do, but to each their own. Live your life. Another thing for eyeshadow for beginners, or if you're really trying to get like a really crisp look, number 1, you can do your eyeshadow first and use concealer to clean it up. Or I don't prefer baby wipes because they're just not that great for the environment, but you can do that. The other thing is you can put tape, like Scotch tape, or you can hold up like a business card. Like I have this like dip brow thing. You could hold this up like this while you do your eyeshadow and then take it away, and it'll leave like a really crisp line. If you have a hard time making like the winged effect for your eyeshadow. Just a little like, also, I know if you've watched my videos, you know, like I like a crisper line right here, but I do not do well doing that on my own just because I get a little like blush happy. So I always take loose powder, and I'll take, this is just a microfiber sponge from Shop Miss A, and I just do that, take a dual fiber brush, and then clean it off. For me, that gives me the crisp look, but I don't have to like spend a lot of time trying to like be super careful with my blush. Okay, now we're gonna get into like random things now. Number 1, if you really like to save money, we're on like a big kick right now. So I'm trying to keep our grocery budget weekly down to $50 for a family of 4. I've actually been very successful with this, but it's weird. You'd think I'd be like better at challenges for weight loss. I'm not. Saving money I can do. Working out? Nope. Anywho, so we bought wool dryer balls. They're just, I don't have any. I don't know why I didn't grab one, but they're just wool dryer balls. You can get them on Amazon really cheap. And you just throw those in the dryer instead of dryer sheets. Number 1, they're way less expensive. Number 2, they're not garbage for the environment. And like we put essential oils on them. I've seen people debate back and forth on whether or not you should do that or not. You can do your own research and figure out what you want to do. That's what I do. We put essential oils on them, throw them in the dryer, good to go. And they last for freaking ever. And so we never, not never, but we don't have to just rebuy things like that all the time. And so that saves us a ton of money. Number 2. Okay, so you don't have to be with me on this one. I know people are real touchy about essential oils, but Young Living has this Thieves Cleaner. You guys, I've saved so much money on, now I don't sell this either, just so you know, so much money on countertop cleaner, because you just use this concentrate and mix it with water. We've saved so much money on countertop cleaner because Brian is like insane with countertop cleaner. I just do a couple sprays. He sprays like 15 times. And I sound like such a valley girl. Sorry. Well, I'm always looking at him like, how much fucking cleaner do you need, dude? He saturates everything. I just am not about that life, but whatever. If he's cleaning the kitchen, I don't care. But it has saved us so much money. I kid you not. I know that sounds weird, but we were buying the Mrs. Meyer's stuff, 1, because I like the scents, 2, because it's cleaner, you know, than other brands or whatever, but we've saved so much money on that. Again, you don't have to like Young Living. I'm not a seller. I'm just saying. 2 things that have been saving me money and get me excited because I'm such a weirdo about coupons is something called Ibotta and Fetch. I don't know if you are doing these things, but you need to. So on Ibotta, you can save money on it's like a digital coupon kind of for the grocery store. And some things are totally free. I like geeked out about this. But I've earned like almost $200 already from using it on grocery stuff. And a lot of it's shit I would buy anyways. And the free stuff I probably wouldn't have bought, but it's free. I'm going to get it. It's free. We've got this weird Coke. It's a can of Coke, but it has coffee in it. It wasn't good, but it was free. I don't care. So it lets you try stuff maybe you wouldn't ordinarily buy, but they have a bunch of different retailers and you can look it up. And I just like seeing how much I can save because I get into that stuff. And then Fetch is just something that you scan your receipts, and it can be receipts from anywhere. And then you just rack up points, and then you can use those points for gift cards. So I don't know. I'm geeking out about this stuff. Okay. This is a weird one, but stick with me. So I think jewelry cleaner is expensive. I also don't wear a lot of jewelry, but the jewelry that I do wear, I'd like to have it sparkly, because who doesn't want sparkly jewelry? Anyways, my mom taught me this, and we learned it when I was in high school from this real fancy lady that came into the salon that we owned. She was like real fancy and had lots of fancy, big caramel jewelry. If you don't know what caramel is, it's like a rich town near us. But she had lots of fancy caramel jewelry. So she told us this trick, and I kid you not, it's bomb and it works. Hold on. So you buy, now this box looks real gross, but I promise I've had this forever. You buy this. This is just from Target, but it's the antibacterial denture cleaner. I know. You get this. Now, so I do this with my wedding rings. So this is my wedding band, and then a band that a boyfriend was supposed to buy for me in high school, but he ended up not making payments, so I had to buy it myself. I know. Loser. That's another story in and of itself. But anyways, I wear these 2 bands right now because I can't wear my engagement ring to work a lot because it snags my rubber gloves. Anyways, so you get a container. So usually I try to do a really shallow, so let's say your container is this big. I try to do a really shallow container. So just a cup, and I fill it about this high with water, just literally high enough to cover your jewelry. Hot water. And then I put in 1 denture cleaner tab, just 1, and then put my jewelry in there. And I usually sit it in there for like 2 hours, 3 hours. So I've done it overnight because I forget. Yeah. And I kid you not, when you take your jewelry out, rinse it out with water when you're done, like, you know, dump it, rinse your rings out, or I do my earrings, rinse them out. They're going to be so sparkly, like you just got them from the jewelry place. Promise. So good. I've done it forever, like probably 10 years. My mom's done it forever too. It's so good. Okay, last life hack. Do you struggle with making things that people think are good? I'm just kidding. If you want to make the best damn chocolate cake you ever made in your life, I'm not kidding. I've made this for years, and everybody like goes gaga over it, and it's really freaking good. Get you a box of cocoa, and it has to be the Hershey's cocoa, unsweetened cocoa. Don't get like the off-brand. You have to get the regular brand. What was that noise? Some like freaking ETs in our house. Anyways, get the brand of Hershey's cocoa, the unsweetened cocoa. Follow the freaking recipe on the back of the box. I don't know if this is brand new information to anybody else, but I started making this cake like 3-4 years ago. It literally is requested by Brian for everything I do, ever, always. And make the same recipe for their icing on the back for that cake. You're welcome. I just put it in a 13x9 pan. Nothing fancy. I don't do stacked cakes, none of that shit. Promise, people are going to think you're on fucking Cake Boss. It's so, so good. All right, friends, those are my life hacks. This isn't, I mean, I'm not going to win you any awards in life for like, I'm not a TikToker where you like learn to make super cool stuff and you'd be like, oh my God, I'm so fancy. But I'm just telling you, these things are good. I swear. Let me know. Bye, guys. Love you. Thank you for watching me. Thank you so much for just like subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, commenting. It really does mean a lot to me. And so I appreciate you. If you're local, come see me at my job. I would love to have you.